What is up, my dudes? Smaller here, with this first ever video, which will be cringe as hell within around 4 years, also known as right now. But according to my current status, as you know, no one knows who I am except for myself and my mother. You know, I ain't got nothing to say. I don't have anything to say after that, I'm gonna be honest. The fact that this currently is the main mod is Thorium. I also cheated on a gold watch. Since each video will be 2 in-game Terraria days long. Unless it's like something where I'm just sitting around, in which case I'll jump cut. But, you know, once I learn how to do that, because I'm not smart enough to learn how to do that yet. Anyway, right now, it's chopping on some trees, as you would obviously do in a normal Terraria playthrough. Or in most Terraria playthroughs, even though this is modded. But the main mod being Thorium. The class I'm going to be going is, as the title states, Bard. If I ever bring anyone else onto the playthrough, into like my channel, I'll be usually going healer class because it's like really good. Support healer class specifically. That's just mainly because, you know, it's like really good and they completely busted. But obviously it's not nearly as busted when I'm alone. It's not bad anyway. It's not bad still, but it's not as good as I just stated. I'm probably gonna make the house the main like flatland building at spawn, and you know use the prison builder from Lulu AFK. If I could, you know, destroy the blocks in the first place, or actually it'd be smarter just to put the blocks back down and then just go a bit of dirt, like from I don't even know. Grab from there from here or something, I don't really know. Then just place in the little gap that's over here, and then just make the house across this, which will the main part of the bottom part of the house will be the magic storage. By the way, Tmodloader is currently not 1.4. The alpha is out for it, but which I could use, but Thorium isn't out on the alpha, and probably won't be on out for 1.4 until 1.4 is fully complete, in which the mod will likely update then. 1.4 will be out for Tmodloader. Probably within, I would say, within a year it'll be out. That's what I would guess. If it's not out within 2 years, then something obviously happened on the Tmodloader dev team's side. But I'm not really looking too much into that right now, so everything seems to be going well on their side so far, so. But if you're either way, if you're watching this video, then you probably already know about the whole 1.2 Modloader hasn't been updated to 1.4 yet. Usually this part where the house is at. Plan to make the magic storage once it's actually built quite huge. Not like absurdly huge, like 40 boxes of it, but at least like 10. But that will require like a bunch of tungsten / silver in order to actually do. And even with plentiful ores, which at the end of this video I can list what mods I currently have on and enabled, which I will likely do. I don't know the time. I don't know when the time of that will be, but you can obviously just check it out yourself because it'll be there when the video is over, or is about to end, I should say. I have 2 workbenches apparently. Okay. I don't even need to make a chair. I'm going to be honest. 2 doors will be actually no. I need to make 10 chairs and stuff for unlimited house enabler, which I obviously plan to make very soon. The Unlimited House Enabler essentially enables everything that's filled with player-placed backgrounds. Maybe not even player-placed backgrounds, just backgrounds in general. I'm pretty sure it has to be player-placed backgrounds. and then just like, you know, a room such as this. Now the walls don't like the outer part. What would you describe it as? I'm gonna make a whistle so I can properly defend myself as a bard, since the bard used to be able to get like prefixes such as like fabled, which was usually the best for most bard weapons, but then they were removed for whatever reason. I don't know, like maybe it was something on the Thorium dev team side. Either like it could have been like an oversight, but because the wiki still says like best modifier is, well, insert best modifier here for the bard weapons. So it's a bit weird why they're aren't able to get them anymore. Because you can't fire for some actual life regen 0.5 regen per second specifically. Actually, I'm trying to do right now. Yeah, as you can see, the limited housing everywhere. Counts as the door, chair, table, and light source. So yeah, all you need is the walls and the box, or you know, however the hell the room of the house is shaped. And then boom, there you go. I could use this as like torches in air quotes, but I'm not going to because I feel it's a bit cheap. What I'm going to do is just use this, place a bunch of wooden walls to make the house's background. And essentially, the length of the video will be, it will usually be when the second day, generally inside of ends, or when I decide to end it. But it will be at least 2 in-game Terraria days. Under all circumstances. Or pretty much all circumstances. Rather. Like, I can show you, for example, how you could use the unlimited house enabler as a light source. Once the walls are done being placed. So as you can see, there's like a white light there for left clicking and then lights on and off. This dictates whether there's going to be like a light around it. As you can see when I place it now, there's no light. If I click this on again and place it, there's light. Light comes with it again. As you can see, I can just do that, but I do kind of feel like that's cheating, and also getting the light because it's invisible. I'm placing like magic storage, other items such as like that. So anything I'm trying to like place up here on the walls will just get annoying because I can't see the tiles for the unlimited house anymore. But the main reason I'm crafting it is because it's a gateway into another item which automatically creates NPC prisons. So NPC houses are easy to create. Don't require too much effort. But I do need an anvil to get that first, so I should probably go underground. And if I'm gonna do that, then yeah, that be gone. This world is currently an expert, and as I stated earlier, I cheated in a gold watch, which is not equipped, and either way, even if it was going to be useful, because it doesn't have any prefixes on it, so it doesn't give me much of an advantage, other than knowing when to end the video, unless I'm like underground or something, doing something, in which case, take a bit longer for the video to end. No, there's a crimson altar right next to the house. That's very good, actually. It'll be super convenient. Living Wood Sap, not really good because I don't plan to use minions since I'm going to be a bard for this playthrough. Also, no. But either way, that's it. Because the hard prefix, it gives 1 defense. So it's not completely useless. And also later on in the playthrough, I can sell it for a little bit of extra money. That is a huge... I made... How did I do that? Excuse me? I made 60 animal platforms, which is nice, but... So, each one piece of wood, like, you know, this, which comes from trees, as I was doing everything, crafting the tables, chairs, and doors with, and torches with earlier, and platforms with it now. Every time you want to create platforms and you go to do so, each piece of wood is equivalent to 2 platforms. So I don't know how in the world I made an odd number. when adding evens, at least adding 2 cannot. Oh, fair life crystal this early on that's very good. Well, it would be good if I could, use it. Very nice. What was I saying? I completely forgot. Before I checked my life crystal, I was speaking about something. I completely forgot what it was. Some of the main games I'm waiting to come out right now are like Slime Rancher 2 because I played the original. I played the hell out of the original. And I think the next video I'll make, which I don't know when that video will be, but it'll be within a week, probably like tomorrow or something. That video will very likely be the video on the Binding of Isaac, which on my Xbox One, which I don't play much anymore. I play it every now and again, but it's not like an everyday thing anymore. So I used to, I had 2 save files almost complete to 100%, but one I just had to pick up a couple items until I was done. Until I had finished the second playthrough. And if you're wondering why I would, 100% 2 save files, one, it's pretty fun. It's fun, and for the most part, remember this is Asterisk Plus, so therefore, although Asterisk Plus, oh yeah, it was Asterisk Plus, so therefore the Keeper was pain. Pretty much just the loss, but harder. And then, but that's pretty much the only thing that's actually harder about it, than Repentance, which I have on my PC as of right now. It's not being used right. It's not being played right now, obviously. But yeah, I just want to chop down a few more trees for when I die and get returned to the house. It's about to go nighttime, and this wood whistle is not going to cut it against zombies. Hell, it's hardly doing anything against slimes right now. Resource maximum 1, which is a buff that I get for applying the wooden whistle. Essentially, it makes things like maximum inspiration and maximum mana increase by 5%. So obviously, I have 21 mana whenever I use it for 3 seconds. I think it is. Oh, 5 seconds. Whenever I shoot my wooden whistle, each time I play it, I gain 1 extra mana for 5 seconds, which is not going to be useful since I'm playing as a bard. And also, just really isn't useful ever this early on. Which I would assume that the Thorium devs did this on purpose, because they're not trying to make it too useful. Since at the end of the day, you make this weapon out of 8 wood, technically 10 because you need to make a workbench before you actually make the weapon itself. But I digress. I'm going to chop down some like 100 wood worth of boreal wood trees in order to make boreal wood armor, which is only a little bit better than normal wood armor, which. The full set of normal wood armor gives 3 defense, but only if you have the full set on. Otherwise, only the chest piece and the headgear give 1 defense each, respectively. The legs don't give any. The leggings don't give any defense of their own. That's the difference between the normal and boreal wood. Is the boreal wood just gives 1 more defense. So honestly, I might actually not get enough boreal wood to do that. But either way, I'm gonna go into the snow cave. Hope I can get some, either a set of flurry boots. Since I don't want to be using any weapons other than bard weapons, so it would suck if I got the ice blade. Or the ice boomerang, or anything else that appears down here. In the underground ice caverns. Wow, that was fast. Well, speak of the devil, found something. Ice boomerang is here. It is ready to roll. Ready to be very rude. Okay, good. I didn't break the ice. Yeah. What I want to get, as I was saying earlier, is either like flurry boots or blizzard in a bottle. With flurry boots allow me to run much faster, and the blizzard in a bottle is a double jump. Oh goodness. No thanks. I'm not interested in what you're selling, sir. Actually, I'm still not interested in what you're selling, but my terrible singing can get you away. Kind of. Terrible whistle playing. Whatever. Let me in. Let me in. Thanks. Flare boots are there. So let me run super fast. A fun fact about the angel statue, which you might not have known in the first like few versions of Terraria that were released, not modded Terraria. Modded Terraria did exist for a while, but Tmodloader at least didn't exist for a long while. But angel statues could replace items, and also I'm pretty sure ice chests didn't exist back then. There's just normal chests, and there's only normal chests that look like the wooden chests, but they would have some chests would have different loot, like water chests that were now today, water chests and have blue and some other colors on them. Should have water about that. Whatever. Uh, it would just be a normal looking wooden chest, but it would usually just be in the water. That day and age of the game's lifespan, Terraria's lifespan. But as of now, there's tons of ice skates. There's tons of different like variations of what the normal chest would look like. And also, a jellyfish statue could be pretty helpful. I'll show you another mod I have installed. Boom. That's Van Miner right there, as you likely know if you're watching this. Or maybe you don't, though. And if it's your first introduction to Terraria, well, why are you watching me, not, like, a sophisticated YouTuber? Whatever. I'm thankful for your presence anyway. Thank you. Kind viewer. Okay, I've expected them to jump over me. That's what my terrible plan was. Actually didn't work. Just gotta kill these ice slimes and then we can continue exploring the cave. Very cool. Oh, there's some torches up there from the pot I accidentally just broke. Oh goodness, I'm not gonna go at them. I'm not gonna go get them then. Oh goodness. Also ice skates. They make you on ice. They make you much faster, and then oh no, this is real bad. This is not good. No thanks. I would prefer not to die today. Thank you. Goodbye now. Yeah. High school is about to be starting soon, but this means the video is being recorded on August 30th and will likely also be published on August 30th. No, wait, no. Not August 30th. August 23rd. Monday, August 23rd, and, this video will be, like, uploaded either August 24th or August 23rd. Oh. Anyway. Videos being both recorded and uploaded on August 23rd. Oh, that's gonna be real annoying. The fact that I spawned inside the floor. I need to fix that really soon. Like, as soon as possible. I'm actually gonna grab these fallen stars first. I don't know why, but I should. Oh yeah, because Thorium, it has this thing called arcane dust, which is used for all of that, which is a lot of stuff, but not too much of it is useful. For example, the silk armor is completely useless because it's mage armor, and I'm going bard, and this is going to be completely useless because I'm not going to be using oh, I see the door's open. I'm not going to be using magic of any kind since I'm going bard, as I've stated like so many times now. And I'm actually I'm going to say the purist. I need to use bard weapons. I need to get into the other side of the zombies so I can both block off the door and then kill them without getting easily killed myself. Now, I'm probably going to sell all the weapons that I find and not just throw them away, so they at least have a small amount of use and not are just completely useless. Alright, it's already half through the first night. Place the Andrastar down right here, because why not? And then gonna go here to make some arcane dust. Not the wood whistle again, I already have one. Excuse me. And all these like magic weapons, or the gem things like petrify, pierce, and poison, they can all be combined into the magic staff, which is very good because it inflicts, it steals life. It also burns enemies. Uh, I-core. It's pretty sure it's I-core. The defense thing magic, I'm pretty sure it's I-core. That means I-core. Also inflicts frostbite and also stuns enemies. It's just really good all around. But I digress. Gonna make myself a lead anvil. And then also make myself a harmonica, because it's a much better weapon than the wooden whistle, which I'm actually gonna keep all of my barred weapons and like put them on a display. Try to make the display look good, even though I'm really good at not really good, really bad at making buildings look actually decent or good. But the band can be used to create all sorts of things. Like increase minion damage by 1, throwing damage by 1, damage taken by 3, critical strike chance and damage by 3%, increase range damage by 1, armor penetration by 1, symphonic damage by 1, which is the only one that I would want, but I don't have any opal, so I can't really do anything with the band that I want to do. Although all of those bands can be combined to make the ring, or not bands, they're all rings. But all the rings can be combined into something which is called the ring. Increase all damage by 2, increase armor penetration by 2, reduce damage taken by 4, increases critical strike chance by 4%, and critical strike damage by 4%. Pretty good, but the only thing about it is that you can't get it to hard mode. Oh no, you can get it pre-hard mode, but it's hard to get pre-hard mode. It's hard to get hard mode. It's hard to get normal hard mode. Hello? Either way, make a chain so that I can start making a sawmill, so I can work towards making a bed to solve with the spawning in the floor and breaking the floor issue. What I rather should have said is make a sawmill in order to then make a loom, and then turn seven cobweb when using the loom can be turned to silk. Smooth wood. What? Whatever. I don't think I have the cobwebs yet, which I obviously don't. So I'm gonna have to work on that. Yeah, but I'm gonna go grab some of these fawn stars that are right here. Right next to the house. And kill these invaders. And then this weapon gives triple resource grab range when used for a total of 5 seconds. 4 or 5 seconds. 4 seconds. It should be. Anyway. But it does a lot more damage than the wood whistle does. But it requires 200 inspiration per use. And actually does have a somewhat useful inspiration bonus. Or as it's called. No, I don't know what it's called. Let me see. I don't know what it's called, I'm gonna be honest. But currently, I can't even make a thing. I can't even make, what's it called yet? And can't make a furnace yet. Pretty sure I don't have enough stone. Let me see. How much stone do I have? No stone. Okay, yeah, I don't have enough stone. I'm gonna go get myself some more stone, and also good morning in the game, of course. It is a new morning, and I need to get some more wood. Also, I don't plan to replant the acorns because why would I do that? Because one of the NPCs, I'm actually just gonna replace. I'm gonna plant acorns anyway, but replant the trees anyway using acorns, which are right here in the top left. These things, which you probably have seen which you might have seen before. Either when you're younger. Maybe just today when you're just walking on the street. I need 200 wood, and if I can combine 200 wood and a house and limited house enabler and an anvil, then I can turn them into a prison builder, which I was talking about earlier. I'm gonna turn it into gray brick, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and boom, prisons, just like that. Plan is to at least get like 4, 5 blocks, and if you need, that's what 5 though. Let's turn it to 6, and then going to do that instead, and then place that. Destroy that. Destroy these 4 blocks. And start placing the prisons again. Okay, I'm gonna change that for both your and my sake. That does not look nice. I'm gonna place this little chest down for now, but eventually, once I get either 3 diamonds or 3 shadow diamonds, I'm going to make the magic storage unit set up the magic storage unit, and like we turn all 4 of these chests into magic into storage for the magic storage. And that bird just got clapped. No, 34 borderlets, I can't do much of that. There's actually some stone over here that I can grab. That I will grab. I'm gonna slam the boy. Thing is, don't worry, I'm gonna repair the hole in the back of the house in a moment. But I'm also going to have to place some. I'm actually gonna use boreal wood platforms for this. Just make it look a bit nicer. Boom. Anyway. Get confused with the amethyst and the falling star and the arcane dust. I can make a bolt, a weapon that shoots out a bolt of confusing magic. But again, eventually I'm gonna be able to tally how many times I said bard in this whole playthrough, which is going to be a lot. But I'm trying to explain everything to you because it's likely that you, as a viewer, or if you're seeing this, you know about everything I'm speaking of. But I don't know if that's the case, so I'm just gonna have to guess, and then we'll see how that works. I also need to figure out if the quality's good, so after this video, I'm gonna actually try to see how it all works and work out the kinks. 12 amethyst, not very useful right now. Right. I remember what I'm doing now. Yeah, I kind of forgot I was about to do that. Don't ask. Anyway, I'm gonna turn this back, turn my thing, make a furnace actually. First NPC, Harold the Merchant has arrived. The only way he can arrive is either you summon him with the modded item of some kind, or you're holding more than 50 silver on you. But that can be accumulated through if you're in a multiplayer match of the game, but say you have 30 silver and your friend has like 22, the merchant can still move in as long as 50, either 50 silver or more, or the equivalent of, is being held, then the merchant will move in. If there's any available houses, eventually he shall move in. Now I'm gonna make a furnace, place it right not there because of the house enabler being annoying. And then place the furnace right here. Right there. Going to make some tungsten bars. In fact, only 2, and then not very many gold bars either, only 7. Which is not going to be able to make me much. As you can see, I mean, I can make a gold bow and a gold short sword, but A, short swords are trash for 1.4, and B, and those are not the class I'm going. I'm just making sure that Thorium doesn't do anything with throwing knives. Because Thorium does expand the thrower class by a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised. Mana bubble. This just all this requires is 15 arcane dust, so three magic fallen stars, and then if you go to a workbench, then you can craft it and equip it in one of the equipable slots, and then just like that, you've got yourself 10 extra mana to use fighting. Again, that's not useful in this, and I definitely did not just mess up there. That's your eyes playing tricks on you. Where are my eyes playing tricks on me? I don't know. Anyway, I'm fixing this. I'm making more rooms. Stop messing it up, you big dumb. Not you, me, obviously. But throw that away, I guess. Okay, some more. No waste as much wood this time. So I can just try to do this and I'll turn it all back into wood. Thinners can only move in if you or someone in the world has used a life crystal, and I'm telling you things you probably already know, but there's going to be someone eventually within like 2 years that doesn't know this information and is learning from this. Is out now since I've been playing for 2,500 hours in this game, which is like way too much, but you know, I plan to waste my life while playing this game, so. I mean, obviously not just playing this game, but this is going to be like the main game I play for the channel. Maybe. Possibly. It's going to be one of the games I play for the channel, that's for certain. CDP is 1.5, 1.8, 3.6. Lead shield. Lead shield isn't too good. It only gives you 1 extra defense and it gives you an 11 life shield, which can easily dissipate. You know, you take 11 damage and that's gone, so not very good. If you're gonna make one of the bulwark / shield things, you should try to make the gold with or the platinum one, which gives 2 defense and 15 extra life, but it's still not that good. It's pretty much just for the very beginning of the game to fill up and fill up a equipable slot. Not really something that you should be using like throughout the longevity. Yeah. Especially you shouldn't be using it at the end of free hard mode. Am I gonna make a fishing rod? Not yet. I'm placed on the living room, which can be used to craft like living wood objects. It can actually be used to turn any wood into any other wood, which I didn't know. I wonder what this recipe is made in because the possible of. I am sushi mod is allowing this to happen. You need to. Oh yeah, but I can just turn normal wood into boreal wood. Get like 100. No, it's not enough. Okay. So 98 boreal wood, then turn all the boreal wood into shade wood. Then turn the shade wood into armor, which is better than all of the armor that the normal boreal wood armor. Because its helmet gives 1 and it's also better than normal wood armor. Because the helmet gives 1 defense, the breastplate gives 2 defense instead of the normal 1. And the legs also, the greaves you also give 1 defense, but then the set bonus is another 1 defense, so a total of 1, 3, 5 defense. Why did it take me so long to count that little? Whatever, I got the counting done. And besides, you probably already got it done before I could count it, so, you know. Workbench. what I plan to do next, I wonder. I guess explore on the left side before the second day is over. Demolitionists, he can only move in if you are holding a bomb in your inventory and there's a house available for him to move into. Actually, I'm just going to chop down some more trees. All these trees. And I don't think I replanted the acorns, did I? Well, let's see if I remember to do it this time. I could also use my unlimited house and I wish to just chop down all these trees and go through and go wherever I want, but I don't plan to do that because that's cheating. It's technically not cheating, but I don't want to do it because it feels a bit too cheaty to me. I also don't have the wing slot mod on because of that same reason where it feels a bit too cheaty to be using. Speaking of the wing slot mod, I actually had an argument with someone that they were saying that, you know, wing slot mod is perfectly viable and always should be used. And my argument is that you're pretty much giving yourself another equipable slot, which is going to obviously make the game easier. And then they're saying, you know, that these slots over here, like the equipment slots, are also cheating because they're saving equipable slots, which A isn't true because you could just put the stuff in all these things in your inventory and just use them and then they'll just work. But also, none of those are actually, in most scenarios, none of the equipment is good as, or it's as good as equipables, except for the typical grappling hooks, which are really good in most situations. Now my argument is, yeah, they're built into, like, and then I'm saying, you know, yeah, it's built into the game. If you have no mods, it's still there. Therefore, it's perfectly fine. And then this other person, who I don't even know the name of anymore, it wasn't in real life. It was in a clan or Discord server. But I digress. This other person just repeats snaps back saying, you know, if there's like a dedicated wing slot in base game Terraria, then I would use it, and I replied, yeah. Because, like, if the Terraria devs, did implement a wing slot into the game, to the base game, then I would most definitely use it, and there'd be no reason not to, because it's not cheating. If it's implemented into the game, in any way, shape, or form. There the Cowboys were. Now, technically, you could say by that logic, doing anything with mod stuff is cheating. But the wing slot mod is is an entire mod dedicated to just doing the wing slot. Whereas Calamity, once you kill Moonlord, gives you something that gives you another accessory slot. Named the Celestial Onion. But thing is, that's not like the whole focus. The whole focus of the mod isn't the Celestial Onion, which can Moonlord give you another accessory slot. Rather than it's like another thing in the mod to make it a little easier, since Calamity is honestly kind of a pretty difficult mod, especially if you're doing a Vengeance or Death mode. And of course, except for the people who have done it for so long, they've memorized every single last predictable pattern for all the bosses, but I digress. You probably hear me spam clicking there for when I was planting the acorns. That's because, you know, I'm not sure what 1.4 this is how it works, but you can't like just hold that. Oh wait, I have Omni Swing on. Omni Swing only works for weapons, right? I have to spam click because it doesn't like automatically plant the trees unless I'm spam clicking. It's a bit of an annoyance, but nothing that I'm gonna like shoot myself over. 3 gold. I used to have 3 gold. But then I took a slush ball to the knee. Steel-toed boots, moderately increased falling speed. That's somewhat new at least. One of the best boots here is Drift boots, which is why they're also a little bit more expensive. It's because this pretty much makes you immune to fall damage by itself. So I like how cheap the wooden whistle is. 20 copper you can sell a wooden whistle for. Very nice. I'm gonna turn this boreal wood back to normal wood. Yeah, I can do it just from here. The boreal wood platforms back into, you know, whatever. Gonna turn all the wood I currently have back into normal wood, so it doesn't take up space. Architect has arrived. One of the many useful NPCs in the Alchemist NPC mod. Show a ton of like furniture items, such as lamps and all that. Even ones I'm not supposed to be able to get right now, but that's just mainly because, well, it's furniture and isn't useful in any way, and I don't have a mod that like degrades items, so I can't take huge abuse of that. Not that I would anyway. I'm plant that tree there just because I can currently. I guess right now I could just go back to the right. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna just go back to the right, and then continue marching this way. Towards my inevitable doom, but also gonna drink something special. I was about to say it would be sweet if I could find a enchanted sword shrine, but it would actually be not good, because, well, you know, again, I'm not, like, gonna be using that. I'm not gonna be using a enchanted sword, even if I get the enchanted sword from it. It's not useful in any way. Oh, that's a huge gap. You know what? I'm gonna go down to the underground desert. Get some action in this video. Oh, goodness gracious. That's not fun. Get me out of here. I need to block off the entrance to this little area I'm in before he kills me. I mean, the underground desert used to be easy loot before the Tomb Crawlers AI was buffed heavily. That wasn't modded, but before 1.4 came out, the update before, at least one of the updates before, the Tomb Crawler AI was updated to actually be aggressive. Whereas before, usually the Tomb Crawler would just like not even like worry about you, and you wouldn't have to worry about it. It would just despawn eventually. Now the Tomb Crawler is just a giant worm that just tunnels around through the ground. It also does way more damage. Another Crimson Altar here. Not another one that's here, but another Crimson Altar that is here. But this isn't like this. There might be another Crimson Altar in the area that I'm currently in, but I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't have any clue about that. This video is nearing its end-ish. It's still got like 8 minutes left, but you still get the point. It's already been like It's already been like half an hour. Jeez. Doing YouTube's fun, man. I'm at the Twitch streaming at some point, but not obviously not right now. But I mean, that wouldn't really be obvious, but I'm not going to start doing it right now. Nor will it be a thing that I do in the near. I might do it in the near future, but I wouldn't like count on it. Singular viewer. I have already made a Twitch account, which by the same name as my YouTube account, but I don't really use Twitch too often. I do have some people that I watch, but I digress. Go through here. Hopefully there's any antlions. Oh no! There's 3 of them. Just certain death. That's my fault. I should have entirely expected that. That tungsten was luring me into my death. Ow. Don't ask how, but I accidentally choked myself in the eye. Feeling good. Oh, it's gonna be so annoying. It's not gonna be. It already is so annoying. It already is super annoying. Count it so far. 2 deaths in this playthrough. And there's going to be quite an amount more coming. Gonna make a few more iron bars, which I can do. I can't really do much right now. I guess I could make a elevator and then dig down. Try to find something there. Running underground. Directly below the house. My plan, to ride a the huge tunnel underground, which is usually called a elevator, is because it's essentially an elevator to hell. Not like an elevator where it's easy, like that can easily press a button and just go up and down. I could do that, but that would require some complicated hike setups, and I'm not smart enough to do that. Or just use teleporters, but I can't get that until I unlock the mechanic. Which, because I don't know what mod allows you to sell teleporters, but she sells teleporters because of like FK possibly, or I'm Sushi's mod, or it's add-on. I don't know what does it, but it's done anyway. Which is pretty cool because the point of the game where you can normally get teleporters, which in Calamity is pre-boss hard mode, or which is pre-mech boss, or in normal gaming in most and in most mods is post mech. It's not really post mech bosses. We need to kill at least one mech boss. We need to unlock Steampunker who sells teleporters. Actually, speaking of teleporters, a few years ago during the era, like a long time before 1.3 came out for for consoles, during the era when that was going to happen. 1.3 was still being developed. I don't even actually know if it was being developed at the time. But it probably was. Even though actually, without that point in time, I think 1.3 was being developed for PC still. Before there was any intentions of it happening for console. Or being ported over to console. Which, thanks to the happy late 10th anniversary to Terraria. Also, I don't know how old Tmodloader is. I think it might be like 5 years old now. But for the actual game, Terraria is like is a little over 10 years old now. Ow. No, I just got a flute, which is much better than this. But it's like this. Oh, according to the DPS meter, which I don't even know where that DPS is coming from. That thing. Oh, I'm about to die. No. And I wouldn't doubt that it's weaker. That's too much weaker. Except just I actually would. Because it's only 10 damage. Like in one. It's the same amount of damage, but it's like, you know, this one shoots 3 shots for 2 bullets, or for 2 inspiration, which is like the meter up here, which is pretty similar to mana. But yeah, I'm removing with the pressure plates. There's no point for me to delete the dart trap, the actual dart trap. But I already have 290 rope, which is a bunch of rope too. So I'm actually gonna rope myself out of here. That's not good, and I also mess up the rope. Also, I'm gonna have to delete the rope then. There's a rope on the left side, because apparently I've been placing torches on the left side, which I thought I was supposed to come on the right side. Obviously not. Maybe it was at the beginning of when I started making an elevator, but at least later down here I haven't been. I have not been placing them on the left side of the 2x2 tunnel. I'm just going straight downwards. I plan to hopefully find a cave. Main cave system at some point. Down here. And then, you know, explore it obviously and get a ton of loot. Well, I could possibly kill the Axthul already. I think I'm gonna save the first boss. I think I'm gonna save off on that and then have the first boss be Grand Thunderbird, which is use a Grand Flare gun with a Storm Flare in the desert during the day. The boss isn't very hard as it's before King's Lime. When King's Lime isn't that hard. So as you would expect, that's the Thorium boss, not an official boss developed by the official Terraria dev team. Still a good boss, I say, and it doesn't give like rewards that are that amazing for Bard class, but I do want to go get the didgeridoo from it anyway. The next Thorium playthrough I do, it's probably going to be the Thrower, and then maybe the next one after that even could be I could do healer with a friend, but actually go for damaging healer more than normal healer. But I have no clue when that playthrough is going to be, and it's not. Do not count on being anytime soon. Also, the fact that we got ability potion this early on is really good. I'm about to show you exactly the reason for that. The same way I got, oh yeah, cloth. I don't want to make silk. I have to make silk though, so I can get rid of the stupid spawning inside the floor. But I can only make 4 cloth right now. Cloth, silk right now. Damn it. Whatever. So I need to make a few more torches. I need 60 torches. I don't have enough gel. I only had hardly enough gel. Well, I actually do have 32 more ice torches, so. But for now, I'm just gonna whatever. Put them both in here. And then. That's actually not too surprising that the short sword has higher DPS than the broadsword. But the broadsword is still overall better because it's easier to hit stuff and it's more reliable to hit stuff than the other thing is. Palm cross isn't that great of a weapon because you can knock enemies towards you if you're not careful. And its damage is at best. Because I'm Kasuchi's mod, I can turn all this into. Oh, I can convert the bars into their alternate counterparts. So copper to tin and vice versa, iron to lead and vice versa, silver to tungsten and vice versa, and gold to platinum and vice versa. Pretty useful, and I do plan to at least export that a little bit so I can get slightly stronger gear by turning gold into platinum. But the difference really is like 1 damage and like, so like 0.4 damage per second. But there isn't even, oh wait, yeah, actually there's the platinum bugle. Or there's the platinum and gold bugle. That requires, I'm one bar off from the bugle horns. Oh, that makes me a bit sad. In fact, 1 ore off of them. No ore from crafting them. 1 of them. Which is going to be, turn off 21 mushrooms, which is an absurd amount, because I'm probably not going to be using them. But I still have to show you what the thing I'm going to make is. I think it's right here, the Arena Platform Builder. Requires 300 wood, builder potion, and 60 torches. So 32 ice torches left. So what I'm going to do is turn on the campfires, turn on the lights, and then make it, you know what, palm wood. You know, actually no, I should keep consistency of borrow wood. But then boom, arena. Boom, another one. Or it's actually just a long line, a line of 200 platforms. No! I did it wrong. We're good. So we're gonna have to get rid of the extra bump on top of the house at some point. Top of the prison, rather. Yeah, the episode's getting pretty close to ending right now. It sucks a bit because I'm having a ton of fun, but... And that's gonna be a bit annoying. With the borderwood platform, whole borderwood platform thing. Could make the platforms, but nah. Yeah. Gonna make myself 50 borderwood platforms for the future. And then, you know. Get rid of this just bump that I accidentally created by putting the cursor too high when creating the recent house. I'm also gonna make another arena like a line of arena. A line for the arena. Gotta turn it back to boreal wood. And so what I could do is actually disable this and then just do that so I can light up all this whole area. Make it look a little bit better. No! Oh, I'm not gonna make it look better by doing that! It's kind of funny though. Oh, it's gonna be painful too. I'm just gonna do that off camera. I'm gonna get rid of that off camera. This video's over. I don't want to waste these. I'm just gonna use the last minutes of the video to extend the arena a little further. Oh, that's gonna be a thing I have to remove off camera too. That's gonna be annoying. That's gonna be real annoying. But for now, I'm just gonna make a tunnel through it. The living wood tree. Well, I could make a treehouse, but I would only do that if it was like large enough, and also I don't actually want to do that because of what I usually do in these playthroughs. That's a problem. Mr. Demon and I over here being rude. Just gonna. That's actually not much of a problem. Bard class is pretty powerful. Yeah, this tree still isn't wide enough either. It should be like the widest, pretty much wide, almost widest possible tree that can be naturally generated. Living tree, rather. This one I do get rid of the two living trees, I'll get enough living leaves for the chef to sell to live the whatever the food is, and I could also well, I don't know what to make living leaves. The Chrono Ocarina, which I'm going to want to make once hard mode hits, I guess, and that's probably gonna be it. Oh no! You stay away, sir. I'm not interested in what you're selling. I'm extend it a little slightly more. And then that is the second day over. Oh, don't worry, this isn't the end of the video yet, but it pretty much is. I'm just gonna show you the mods I have. So we're gonna put only enabled mods. Current ones: Pneumatic Storage Extra, which is maybe the same developer, Blushy Magic or Blushy Magic, I don't know. With WV Lad, Exterminator, Fargo's Mutant Mod by Fargo Wilta, and Terry and Muse. A Land's Unlimited Buff by Land Boost. This just makes it so you might not know what I mean by unlimited buffs is buff slots. Essentially, in normal game, there's a gap of that you can only have 22 there's only 22 buff slots, and this just makes you have more buff slots than that. MK Sushi's mod add-on, as well as MK Sushi's mod made by Mick the Ruse, probably is what I pronounce it. Auto Trash by Jopo Jelly, Boss Checklist by Sheepy Shepherd, and also Jopo Jelly, which I didn't know Jopo Jelly made that. Recipe Browser, also by Jopo Jelly. On that also, I'm going to be butchering like all of these names probably. Thorium by Diverman Sam and the Goons, which are probably just the Thorium dev team. Super Stacker by Hugo Jamia, I can pronounce that as. Omni Swing by Garden Apple, Census Tony PC Checklist, also by Jopo Jelly. WMITF, What Miles is From by Garden Apple, also. Alchemist NPC Light by Greg VV101, Somebody 0214, Reboot, and DRH. Boss Cursor by K Goyo. Yet another boss summon shop by Aliason or Lights, I don't know how to pronounce it. Plentiful Orders by Valkyrie Nyako. I think is how you pronounce it. Valkyrie Yanko, I think is how you pronounce that. Louis FK by Louis FK. IMK Sushi mod by IMK Sushi, and Vein Miner by Nanobot Z. Which I wonder, there's a successor to what's it called, Vein Miner? Like Extractor. Nah. Anyway. Yeah, that's all the mods I'm going to be using for this playthrough, and nothing should change, or nothing will change, in fact. At least nothing should change, unless maybe there's like a really rare, like an absurdly rare item I need to get. I might just cheat it in, but I highly doubt it, since MK Sushi Mod should allow me to craft it with tokens anyway. And that'll be the end of this episode, guys, and I hope we see you in the next one. Peace.